The Souls genre is dying. 7 years ago we had all kinds of different settings for Souls-likes. Victorian City, medieval fantasy, anime apocalypse, feudal Asia. This year we have upcoming Souls games with settings like Victorian City, medieval fantasy, anime apocalypse, feudal Asia. The only game that's released in recent years with a remotely unique setting, a setting unlike any other Souls-like out there, is Another Crab's Treasure. Look at this game. You play as a crab named Krill, who evades taxes. This game is cute and refreshing.
No. Wait.
That's right. Another Crab's Treasure is still somewhat brutal and violent underneath all that cartoony flesh. In a regular Souls-like, the world is rotting because of bullshit about gods fading and times changing. In this game, the world is rotting because Taylor Swift can't stop flying her plane to the bathroom. All that pollution affects the ocean, which is why Krill's best line of defense against enemies is a fork and a can of Coca-Cola. Not to mention that currency in this game is microplastics. That's right, if you cut off your balls, you'd have generational wealth in this game. Looks like trans people were onto something all along. But the pollution isn't just there to make you feel bad for using plastic straws. The pollution is the core of the game's combat system. And this is where Another Crab's Treasure actually somewhat outperforms most of the other games in the genre. In a regular Souls-like, you find armor and you wear it 67 hours until you find something cooler. Krill doesn't have that luxury. Look at him. You think he works out? You think he's going to be carrying around all that armor? He's a fucking hermit crab. You buy one, you put him in a fish tank, and he lives for a couple days max. You need a shell to survive. But because this is a Souls-like, everything hits like a truck. Your shell will break. This forces you into a state of constant panic that Souls games haven't had in years. You're scrambling around the arena, swapping a soda can for a shot glass, then trading that for the shell of a dead crab. It forces you to adapt every 30 seconds. It's not just fashion Souls anymore. It's give me whatever the fuck will keep me alive.
Please, speed, I need this. My shell is kinda broken, and I wanna beat this boss.
But there is a problem. After a certain amount of hours, along the lines of 6 to 8, this game starts feeling easier. You start noticing that you deal ludicrous amounts of damage and take much less. At least I did. You see, I made the fatal mistake of beating a mid-game boss early on, which then led me to being able to comfortably explore the rest of this area without the fear of getting murdered. And with exploration comes leveling up. Usually when an overly difficult boss is placed in a certain area, it means stay the fuck away and come back later. And normal non-Souls gamers know that, but Souls veterans don't know what it means to be a little bitch. And being over-leveled kinda lessens the impact that future bosses have on you. But honestly, I'll take that broken combat system over a boring one any day. Because what actually happened there is that the game gave me agency. It didn't scale the enemies to my level like some boring Ubisoft RPG. It let me become a god because I earned it, by banging my head against the wall for, let's see here, 30 minutes. This brings me back to why this game feels more like Dark Souls than the actual clones do. Remember Dark Souls 1? Remember how you could sprint to the catacombs, grab the Gravelord sword in the first 8 minutes, and absolutely trivialize the entire game? That wasn't bad balancing. That right there was freedom. For the people who knew what they were doing. This gives Another Crab's Treasure a very classic Souls-like feel. And I like that. It reminds me of the time when Ornstein and Smough were regarded as the hardest bosses of all time. Now, they get mocked by the average optional boss. Very sad, indeed. Look, Another Crab's Treasure isn't special because its combat system far surpasses all other Souls-likes, or because it has a lot of lore, nor because it has the most difficult bosses in the genre. Realistically, it falls short in all of those aspects, but the one thing that separates it from everything else in the genre is the setting. Where else in gaming can you play the tax-evading crab who travels the open seas in search of a seashell he calls home? Nowhere. Medieval fantasy, Victorian city, feudal Asia, anime, these are all a dime a dozen settings. I'm not saying that these games are bad. All I'm saying is that the Souls-like genre could be so much more. and a bunch of indie companies trying to ride off From Software's coattails. I want something different. A Souls-like that takes place in the hood. Instead of searching for a bonfire to light, you're looking for a job to help mama pay them bills. Instead of fighting knights, you fight police officers at traffic stops. And you fight gang members in order to keep them away from your family. I got crazy fucking ideas. And the people with money are making games about dudes in armor. Where's the creativity? It's on this motherfucking channel. So subscribe.